Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. I hope both you're doing really well. And this is your England versus Australia match preview / we'll also talk about England versus Italy in more detail as well. And plus, we have to talk about the squad that Gareth Southgate has picked. Some good players being picked, some haven't. Favourites. Let's get into everything. If you like the video, please do like and share the video. If you like my videos in general, please subscribe to the channel as well. And let's talk about first for Gareth Southgate's squad before we get into the two games that we're going to talk about. So the goalkeepers he's gone with, so it's Johnston, Pickford and Ramsdale. Now, what has Nick Pope got to do to get in this England squad? I know he's not the most fantastic player out from the back, but the goalkeeper's main job is to protect the net. That is his main job. And England they're not Spain, they're not Barcelona, that they want to play out from the back every single time. Even Pickford on many occasions just lumps it. So I don't get this obsession of not picking Nick Pope. So that's my first real thing about it. I think Aaron Ramsdale, Jordan Pickford, I'm happy with those two, but I think personally I would have picked Pope ahead of Johnston. And I think Pope should be England's number one. Anyway, we now move to defence, and so I would give Southgate two goalkeepers he's got correct, one incorrect. So in defence, of course, he's got Koval, who's been playing left back at Chelsea. You've got Lewis Dunk, who's been very good at Brighton. You've got Mark Guehi. You've got, of course, Fikayo Tomori, finally picked by Gareth Southgate, John Stone, and Harry Maguire. Now, this is where I have an issue. Okay, he's picked Koval, he's picked Guehi, he's picked Tomori. Now, the thing with these three is, I know Southgate's not going to give them many minutes. He's going to play John Stones, he's going to play Harry Maguire. Continuously, for no reason. And I don't understand why Harry Maguire getting in England squad. It is absolutely ridiculous. I know some players are crucial to what you're trying to do, and as an international football thing, you need as many players united together, but I just don't understand Harry Maguire. He hasn't been good for England. He forces England to play a deeper line. And I'm like, you got Koval, who complements Stones better. You got Guehi, who in my opinion complements Stones better. You got Tomori, who complements Stones better. You even got Lewis Dunk, who complements Stones better than Maguire. Maguire's slow. He gets beaten on the half turn. And I just don't think he deserves to be in the England squad. And I think personally, the 5 other centre-backs Southgate picked, I would be happy with those if he just picked those 5 centre-backs. But because Maguire's there, it is not good enough. It's not good enough. He did it in the last break as well when we played a friendly away to Scotland. He brought him on at half-time. He played him in a full qualifier against Ukraine. So I just don't understand. You've got so many good defenders to choose from. He goes and chooses Harry Maguire. No, nothing against Maguire. He's a good player. And I think if he was playing at West Ham, I think he would be in good form and justifiably in the team. But he's not playing. And whenever he does play, he looks short of confidence. It's baffling to me. Personally, though, for this window, I want to see, of course, Stones with any other of the 4 centre-backs that has been picked. Be it Dunk, be it Koval, be it Guehi, or be it Tomori. I want to see those 4 guys. But no, for a fact, Maguire is going to have a big role to play. Anyway, we move to fullbacks, and we haven't got many options at fullback now. It's only Trippier and Walker. So I expect Trippier to probably play left back, or maybe Koval to play left back. One of those two. Koval being left-footed and used there as well by Pochettino at Chelsea. So I do think Southgate will probably use Koval at left back. And I do think it's going to be Kyle Walker at right back. I think Kyle Walker provides that recovery pace, that quality. When they get into the final third, as we saw with the goal against Ukraine, Walker was fantastic in that overlapping run. So I think Kyle Walker will definitely be starting games, and I think he has been good. So I don't have minds with that. We move into midfield, and this is where I've got some more issues with Gareth Southgate's selection. Arnold's being picked. And okay, Arnold's a good one. I think he can play midfield. Okay. Jude Bellingham is picked, no problems. Of course, he deserves to be in the squad. The rest, Declan Rice, yeah, that's fine. But the rest, the other 3, I just don't understand them being picked. I'm sorry, they should not be in the squad. Conor Gallagher, Henderson, Phillips. Okay, Gallagher's actually been okay for Chelsea. But for England, I don't think there's likes of Maddison who are better than him. I think Morgan Gibbs White's better than him. So I don't really understand Conor Gallagher being picked. But I can't process the other 2 being picked. Be it Henderson, be it Phillips. Henderson plays in football in Saudi Arabia. How is he allowed to get in the England squad? It's ridiculous. Calvin Phillips, how many minutes has he played for Man City? And how shaky does he look for Man City? So those 2 I think are big no. The rest, I am a bit more lenient towards. I think Maddison would be that 7th midfielder as well. He's been considered as an attacker on here, but I think ideally he would be a midfielder. So personally, instead of Phillips, I would have gone Garner. I think Garner's had a better start to the season at Everton than Phillips has. You got Angel Gomez, who's been fantastic, so you can play a 4-2-3-1 like the under 21s are playing. You got Curtis Jones, who I think definitely 110% should be in that squad ahead of Henderson. 110%. No one can convince me otherwise. Curtis Jones plays for Liverpool here and there. He plays the 6th role. He can play the 8th role. I just find it absolutely mind-boggling that Phillips and Henderson made the squad. It is ridiculous. It is absolutely ridiculous from Gareth Southgate again. Anyway, we move to the attack, and I think I find a bit more satisfaction. So you got Jarrod Bowen, you got Phil Foden, of course you got Jack Grealish, you got Harry Kane, you got Maddison, but I think Maddison ideally is a attacking midfielder. You got Nketiah, you got Rashford, who is a controversial one, but I think I understand why you picked Rashford. You got Watkins. So personally, I think I'm actually quite happy with the attackers. I don't think he's done a bad job with that. I think instead of Nketiah, maybe I would give Balogun a chance because Balogun's been actually on form compared to Nketiah. But I think those are the some tweaks I would have made. Personally, I just have an issue with a few selections that Southgate's made and how he's going to use some of these players. I think he's going to overuse Maguire. He's going to use probably Phillips. He's probably going to use Henderson. And that's where my issues are, because I think we can do better than those guys. And I think Gareth Southgate is still roaming on that 2020 vibe. You need to keep updating the squad. You need to freshen it up. I'll give you a prime example. You've got Senegal in Africa. They have a similar problem. Always Cisse hasn't normally he picked a squad. Normally, you're going to know what Cisse is going to do. I think England's similar case. I'm not shocked that Southgate's gone and done this, but I just feel like he should be a bit more bold with his selection. Maybe give some other players a chance who genuinely will be the future of this England national team. Do you think Henderson's going to be playing in the Euro 2024? Do you think Phillips is going to be playing in 2024? Phillips is actually not a bad player. I think he's a good number 6, but he doesn't deserve to be in the squad. I think Garner's been better than him, so that's my real thinking. Maguire, does he really deserve to be in the squad? What have Ben White got to do and get into the England team? It is ridiculous. Ben White, another one. He could provide you with that option to play 3 at the back. He could play with a double as a centre-back pairing with Stone. But despite Ben White being in war form, he's going to pick Maguire. And of course, goalkeeping situation like I explained with Pope. So I'll personally give Gareth Southgate a 6 out of 10. Because he continues to pick his favourites. That is not good enough as an England national team coach. I know he's got good results, but come on. We can do better. I always feel like when I'm watching, we're like, oh, we could do so much better. And right now, Southgate needs to be bold because we are trying to build that team for Euro 2024. And he's gone with the same players that's been playing at 2020 Euros or at the 2018 World Cup. Pretty much the same players. Except some players have gone, some players have come in. But personally, I am a bit disappointed. I'm not saying he's picked a bad squad because he's a very talented squad. But I thought some of the players that he really could have made a statement of, be it Henderson, be it Phillips, be it Maguire, he didn't. He's shown cowardness, and that's my main issue with Gareth Southgate. Personally, though, 6 out of 10. And we got to talk about the game against Australia. Australia actually are quite a decentish nation. In Asia, I would consider them second best. I think it's a good friendly to play. Ideally, I hope England play a way that shows control, that we want to create chances. And we need to find a settled lineup for this game and try and use as many players in this game as possible compared to the one against Italy, where we're not going to experiment too much, are we? Everyone knows Southgate's going to pick the most obvious lineup in the world. But personally, what lineup would I go with for the Australia game? So, in goal, I'll go Ramsdale. I think Ramsdale, he's been harshly dropped by Arteta. I think I'll give him this game. But I wouldn't mind Pickford. I don't mind Pickford. He's not a bad goalkeeper. But I'll go Ramsdale for this game. I think at right back, of course, I would go with Trippier. At centre back, I'll go Gurhey, and I would go Donk. I think those two could complement each other well. I think he has to play Kovac at left back because he hasn't got any left back option except Trippier left back, and then you put Walker right back. But ideally, I want Walker to be fresh for the big game, and I want some other players to be tried out. So Kovac at left back, unfortunately. In the number 6 role, look, I didn't want Phillips to play because I want at least we can see what level are they, etc. So I would personally play Phillips. In the midfield, I'll play Maddison, and I would play Bellingham. I think Bellingham's going to be so crucial. Maddison with that creativity, Bellingham with that goal scoring ability, and I think Phillips with that tenacity in defensive midfield, being able to get into tackles and get the ball rolling. I think in attack, I think Jarrod Bowen on the right. I think Rashford on the left. and I'll probably play Ollie Watkins up front. And I think that will be my team. But I know what Southgate's going to do. I think he's probably going to pick. He's going to pick Pickford. He's going to pick Walker. He's going to pick Maguire. He's going to pick, I think, maybe Donk next to him. I think he's going to play Cole at left back. I think he's going to play Rice. I think he's going to play Henderson. I think he will play Bellingham at centre midfielder. He'll play Kane. He'll play Saka. And he'll play Rashford. I think that's the team Southgate will go with. Personally, how do I expect this England-Australia game to go? I think Australia will be very well organised. I think they'll make life difficult for us. And then they'll look to hit us on the counter. Of course, with the quality they have, they play a 4-2-4-1-4-1 type of system, which shifts to a 4-4-2 at times as well. Personally though, I think we should be beating Australia at home. Come on, it's Australia. I think Australia will be looking to try out some new things as well in these friendlies before the Asian qualifiers start next window. So I think both teams will be experimenting, and personally, I expect this to be a drab game. I think it's going to be really, really boring to watch. I don't think neither are going to take the game by the scruff of the neck, really. They'll look to try out new stuff, new systems. And I think we will win. I think it's going to be 1-0 though. I think it's going to be a tight, close game. Now we move over and we talk about the Italy game. And we take on the Italians. Now, I'm really excited for this game against Italy, because Italy is a nation that is on similar level to England. And Italy will have something to play against us, because they are still fighting to get into the position that England in a very comfortable position. Now, Italy and Luciano Spalletti are playing a 4-3-3, and in the first two games, I'm not impressed. I don't think they played absolutely brilliantly. They drew 1-1 away to North Macedonia, and they drew, if I'm not wrong, of course, they won at home against Ukraine, who Ukraine got a point off against England. So, personally, at home, I would expect a good showing against the Italians. It is a chance to prove yourself for most of these players to Gareth Southgate that I do deserve to maybe start. And these are the sort of games that you need to figure out what your best lineup is. Because I know what Southgate's best lineup is if he had a choice. But ideally, I want new players, new energy to be in the team. And that's my main issue. So, personally though, for this game, I think he'll play it safe. I think he'll pick a lineup that is supportive of his idea of play. I think he'll go with Pickford. I think he'll go with Walker, Maguire, Stones. I would say goes Trippier at left back. I think he'll probably go Rice, Henderson. No, I think he'll go Rice, Maddison, and probably Bellingham. And up front, it's going to be Rashford, it's going to be Kane, it's going to be, of course, Bukayo Saka. No, Bukayo Saka actually got injured, so he can't play anyway. It is going to be Jarrod Bowen for both games. Oh, got messed up there. Saka's been injured. Thank God he didn't play in this qualifier, because I hope Bukayo Saka does not get long-term injury as an England fan. But the Italians will be a tough test. The Italians, as I said, will look to dominate the ball. I think the Italians will be the better team, because they will be the team that will look to force the issue. But I want England to be ready whenever we have the ball, move it quickly, make sure that we're creating chances, we are effective with our play, because against Ukraine, I saw none of that, and we're just 1 year away from the Euros. So ideally, I want to see a significant improvement from the performance against Ukraine. And against Ukraine, it was really drab, it was boring. It took 50 years for England to progress the play. We didn't create anything, so that needs to change very, very quickly. Otherwise, England will struggle at the Euros, personally, in my opinion. And I think against a team like Italy, you need to prove yourself. Spalletti is not stupid. He will find weaknesses in the English system, and he will try and exploit it as much as possible. So we have to be ready, and ready to, of course, fight and try and get a victory, because that would be a statement victory. Beating the Italians, the defending European champions, twice before Euros actually start in Germany. And if you can do it, playing some good football, great. Now, personally, what do I think for a score prediction? I think it will be 1-1. I think Italy will know they have to play for. They will have to go gung-ho. I think England might be a bit more relaxed. And I think Gareth Southgate, personally, might not take it seriously. So I do think it will be 1-1. But that was my opinion on Gareth Southgate's squad that I selected for these two games. Plus, my opinion on the two games against Australia, against Italy. How does he need to approach both games, and what do we need to do in order to achieve success at the Euros, which I think personally is by playing young players with a mix of old players who are actually good, building a new England side that needs, you can't just play the same team that played their previous tournaments. I think new blood needs to be integrated, and we just need to play a progressive style of play. Let the handbrakes off, Gareth. He plays the most boring brand of football, so I just want him to be bold, basically. And anyway, this was my preview of the both games. If you like the video, please do like and share the video. If you like my videos in general, please subscribe to the channel as well. Leave me opinions in the comments down below as well. And I hope to see you guys later for another video.